I'll always be with you. You'll never
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Painted Dog TV and welcome to the beautiful Rietspruit Game Reserve. With me, Gareth Poole, as your guide this afternoon. We have the fine gentleman Basil on camera with us this afternoon, everybody. And look at this beautiful view we have straight out the gates here, looking up onto the Drakensberg Mountains. It's a slight risk of rain, we believe, this afternoon, although I don't see it yet, which I'm very happy about, because of course we don't want to miss out, and we don't want to miss the opportunity to showcase this beautiful reserve to you all again this afternoon. Now, I'm up against the southern fence line here this afternoon, everybody, just looking for signs of the two male cheetah. I haven't seen them in a while, although I know there was a sighting of them about 2 days ago on Kai and Ndlovu, and I just wondered if they maybe hadn't come back down this way, but so far haven't found any signs. My good friend and colleague Andrew was out on drive this morning, and he told me that he saw a single male lion also down here on the fence line, not too far from where we are right now, and I'm actually just going to go and follow up there quick as well and just see if he's still there. I presume it's the injured male lion, and I haven't seen him in a little while, so I just want to check in on him, see what his condition's like, and see what he's up to. It's always wonderful to obviously see the male lions here on the Rietspruit. Right, let's see who's with us on our channel. Oh, I've pushed the wrong button here. Try that again. There we go. Hello Brandy, hello Carol, hello Shanann, Elsa, Jan, Barbara, Jennifer, Mary, Connie. Lovely to have you with us, everybody. And yes, I'm definitely wearing my Bokke shirt, my Springbok jersey. Very excited because, of course, tonight we are up against France in the quarterfinal of the Rugby World Cup. It's going to be a monster clash. Won't lie to you, a little bit nervous. Them being the host nation and them being in form, it's not going to be a walk in the park, that's for sure. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's going to be a fierce battle. But really looking forward to it. Right. Let's see if we can find this male lion. I don't think he would have gone too far. Obviously his movement has slowed down massively because of his injuries. But it is a relatively cold day in terms of temperature. It's been overcast the whole day. So if a cat was to want to walk around during the day, today would be a day like that. Nice cool weather. So he may have moved on. Is that him next to the road up ahead there? It is indeed. Awesome, look at that, everybody. Don't know if Basil's going to be able to get under this tree and point him out to you, but he's just sat up. He's got his head up at the moment. You can just see him there now next to the road. He is up and at him. He's awake and he's alert to something. I wonder if he didn't hear something moving on the other side of the fence line here. Not so easy at this distance with the camera work. Let's get a bit closer, everybody. But that's awesome. That wasn't too difficult to find him. And wonderful that he's got his head up. Might be listening to something, might be smelling something. I've relocated that single male lion. He's stationary on the southern fence line of Blaubank, just to the east of Jagluiper. One station here. suppose it's not too surprising that we haven't seen tracks of the male cheetahs down here. With this male lion being here, I'm sure he was vocalizing through the night and this morning, and so those male cheetah would have avoided this section of the reserve and avoided him. Hello, you beautiful beast. Ah, hang on a second. This is not the injured male lion. These are the two fit and healthy brothers. They're both here. Hello, boys. Wow. Amazing. Showing off your beautiful canines for us. Thank you. It's very nice of you. Interesting. So Andrew reported only seeing one male lion here this morning. Maybe he just hadn't seen the other one, or maybe they hadn't reconnected yet. I was convinced I was going to discover the injured male here this morning, or rather this afternoon, but it's definitely not the case. Copy that, you can make your way. Just a correction, it is the two male lions that are here just east of Jagdluiperd, between Jagdluiperd and Nyalarute. Now this male lion here, everybody, is seriously intent on something on the other side of the fence here. He's barely glanced at me once, and I'm parked 10 yards from him. He's wide awake and he's watching something on the other side of the fence here. I cannot see anything right now, but I'm pretty sure I just heard something moving on the other side of the fence, which is maybe what's caught his attention. Good afternoon, Marcy. Lovely to have you with us. Oh, one male's up. Oh, bless you. Gave your brother a heart attack, by the way. God, that's beautiful. Interesting. He's got bite marks on his left paw, this male lion that's on the move here. They're not fresh, they're not recent, or too recent. They're certainly not from today, I don't think. They've already closed up quite a bit. He's got some on the elbow as well. God, these boys are beautiful. You can just see that bite mark there, the one bite mark on the elbow. Well, the other male lion has now lost interest in whatever he had heard or seen moving on the other side of the fence, and he's pulling a classic lion pose for us here. These guys are truly impressive when you're up close to them like this. He's thinking about where he's going to lie down next. He only got up to defecate. He's just dropped a big load in the bush just to the side of us here. And having done that, he's now settling in again. He's busy watching vultures. I just turned back now to see what he'd seen, and I can see a couple of vultures flying way off in the distance along the fence line there. Just going to roll back so we can have a look at his face. You are gorgeous. And very impressive. Absolutely stunning. What an amazing way to start our afternoon. I see that Lily Mouse has just asked who would have bitten this lion's paw. One of his brothers, most likely. Squabbling amongst themselves. You know, they constantly fight for dominance, they fight over food, they fight over females. And it's the reason the third male, who I don't think is here with them at the moment, is quite badly injured. And it's from fighting with his brothers. You can see the wounds there on the paw. Basil doing a great job of just zooming in on that paw and seeing those injuries. But those are, you know, they're recent, a couple of days I reckon. But they're healing up quite nicely. The reality is these cats get into fights constantly throughout their lives and are incredibly resilient. So they bounce back from injury so fast, as long as, you know, they're keeping themselves fed and watered. Carol, no, definitely wasn't downwind. Trust me, I wouldn't have stayed there if I were. Most horrendous smell.
Two cheetahs on what looks like an impala kill. Just if you move from the eastern side towards the western side, it's just before Yellowton.
Copy that, thanks. I'd like to come join you there. I'll leave these male lions unattended. Right, everybody, we need to move on.
You're welcome, make your way.
There was a vehicle that was coming to join us here with the male lions. They're just on the fence a little bit further up ahead of us here, and they've just bumped into the two male cheetah that have killed an impala. Killed an impala along the fence here. So I want to get there as quickly as possible and see what's happening there. That's going to be pretty damn exciting. All right, boys, lovely to see you. Sorry that we're not giving you more love, but something very exciting happening along the road. I really hope you don't figure it out, by the way, because I don't want you to interfere with those two male cheetah right now. I can see the vehicle up ahead, everybody, so it's not far. This is very exciting. Thank goodness these male lions aren't onto it yet. The wind is certainly in the cheetah's favor. It's not taking the scent of that carcass in the direction of these male lions for the time being. And I don't see any vultures descending, so that's also really good news for them. I don't think I've ever seen these male cheetah on a kill, to be honest. Just trying to think back now. I've only ever seen them shortly after kills. I've seen them hunt a couple times. This is going to be incredible if they are still feeding. I don't know what the situation is. We'll find out as soon as we get there now. But the gentleman that's found them has reported that they've got an impala kill. Turns out coming along the southern fence was a good idea this afternoon. And I suppose our hunch was right in that we thought the cheetah might come down this way. Fortunately, haven't got too close to those lions. I think I can see one of the cheetah now, just up ahead here next to this vehicle. Just going to slow down as we approach so we don't spook them while they're feeding, if they are feeding. One cheetah is busy resting on the road, and I think the second one might be feeding just next to the road. Oh my god, it is. This cheetah's busy feeding everybody. Look at this, guys.
Are you on west or east of...
Unbelievable. Jeez, and they've devoured it. There's not much left of this young impala ram that they've killed. Holy smokes, this is epic. My goodness. That's just unbelievable. Joined the sighting of the male cheetah with the impala kill as a second station. They're just east of Nyalarita on the southern fence. Well, what's left of the impala kill. It's amazing how much they've eaten of it without being disturbed. I mean, it must have been, I'd say, at least an hour or two ago that they would have killed this impala, judging by how much has already been consumed. Just going to get my camera out here as well, everybody. Get a couple pictures of this. This is very worthy of getting the camera out. You can see how he feeds, but then every now and then puts his head up just to make sure that nothing's sneaking up on him. Incredible. I can actually just hear him chewing the bones there. Unreal. Oh. Oh my god, look at that. It's like he swallowed a basketball. God, your tummy is massive. Unreal. I tell you what, these cheetah have got lucky here today as well with the weather. Because of the overcast conditions, there's not a lot of large bird activity. So things like, the yellow-billed kites, the tawny eagles, the battalier eagles, they're often the first ones that will spot cheetah on a kill like this, and they'll come in, and then the vultures see that, they come in, and of course with vultures coming down, those male lions would have picked up on that and would have just come straight in here and stolen this kill from these cheetahs. So they've got incredibly lucky here today. Full bellies, both of them. Interesting, you see this cheetah is now working on the head of the impala. Cheetah don't have very strong jaws in comparison to other predators like lion, leopard and hyena. But he's certainly working that head, trying to get into the skull, trying to crack through the skull so that he can get to the brains. Massive amount of, protein. So I see some people have just mentioned duiker. It is not a duiker that these cheetah are feeding on, or this cheetah is feeding on. There you go, busy crushing the skull. So this is a young impala ram that the cheetah have killed. Oh my God, look at this. Incredible to witness this, everybody. Unreal. I cannot believe the afternoon we're having. So you can see the cheetah is using the side of the jaw right now to tear the flesh of this impala's face off. I know it's quite graphic, but fascinating to watch this behavior, which we very rarely get to see. And these cheetah have got carnassial shear, their teeth on the side of their jaw that are like razor blades that they use to shear the flesh off of their carcasses. Now all of the predators, or the cats rather, have those specially adapted teeth. This is unreal. He's just eaten the left eye of that impala. It looked like he was going to now target the right eye. Obviously some really good nutrients and protein there too. Mary's put a statement up saying those horns tell us this was a yearling male impala. That's correct. So this young impala would have been born last season, beginning of the rainy season last year. So about a year old. wonderful to know that these cheetah are thriving here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. Very successful so far, these two male cheetah. Oh, he's watching something here. They of course have to be on such high alert. Being the low ranked predator out here, they often will get harassed by the larger predators. And you must remember they've got full bellies right now, which will also put them at a disadvantage. If they were to try run away from another predator, they'd be a bit slower. Good afternoon, Sue. Good to have you with us. As you can see, we are being treated to an incredible sighting of the two male cheetah that have killed an impala ram, a young impala ram, and they've just about eaten everything. There's very little left, just the legs, the skull, which this one cheetah is busy working on now, and a couple of the entrails. Sure, listen to that. I've never seen a cheetah feeding on the skull of an impala or any animal before, and always guessed that they wouldn't be very good at crushing the skull of their prey to get at the very important nutrients that are in the skull. And this is amazing for me. This is a first. So, you know, it would be very different if it were hyena, lion or leopard here. They would have already crushed this into tiny little pieces, the skull. But this cheetah is certainly getting in there. Unreal. Also just taken in a little piece of bone there. They do eat fragments of bone. You'll see it in their scat. Obviously calcium being something that they need as well. They need to consume quite a bit of calcium. Just got to be careful and selective with the small pieces of bone that they're swallowing, of course. Not like the hyena that just eats everything. His brother's just lying here on the road, all fat and happy, just keeping an eye out. Yeah, he's obviously got his head up. He's very alert. He will hear danger approaching a lot better than his brother would, because his brother's feeding. Again, you know, that's the benefit of cheetah, male cheetah, forming these coalitions. Is they provide each other with protection, and of course would have helped each other in bringing down this impala in the first place. It's a really good system. And it's the same goes for those male lions we've just left. Certainly has its advantages, forming a coalition. see that some of you have made mention of the injured male lion and that he could spring out onto the cheetah at any time. That is definitely a possibility. Never say never. I don't know where that injured male lion is at the moment. Hopefully he's not close by. Just turned around now to have a look back down the road, everybody, and the good news is I don't see any male lions coming up this way. The wind is also still in favour of the cheetah. It's coming straight across them. So from the right of this cheetah, straight across them to the left. So definitely works in their favour. I don't think those male lions are going to smell this carcass. They've been here a while, these cheetah. They've been here at least an hour and a half, would be my guess. And those lions are only 800-900 yards down the road here. Marcy's asked the question where the pride are. They are currently on the eastern side of the reserve, Marcy, on a property called Kind Lowveld. Don't traverse on that property. So unfortunately we won't be seeing any of the lionesses today. They're still camping out on that side. Hopefully they'll be back our side pretty soon. Beautiful. Really getting into it there now. Eh? I think he's busy licking up some of the brains there. I've never seen cheetah eat an entire carcass. This is amazing. So often they'll be disturbed by all the things I've already spoken about, all the things I've mentioned, you know, the vultures, hyenas, jackals. And so they usually have to eat fast, starting near the rump, the easiest point of access. And then be off, you know, as soon as the other predators have detected them. So this is a first for me, to see them finishing off a carcass, and like I say, to get to the point of eventually feeding on the head. Remarkable. Shot. So beautiful. Quickly raising his head from his feast to scan and make sure nothing else was approaching. Good afternoon, Di. Lovely to have you with us. Yeah, I've been treated to an amazing sighting here of the 2 young male cheetah that have killed a young male impala and literally finished up just about everything. Just a couple legs, the stomach, and the remains of the head left. And this male cheetah that's currently feeding has just finished up that head, cracked it open, eaten all the brains and all the good bits that sit inside that impala's skull, including the eyes, the tongue, cheeks. Just now using my binoculars to quickly scan along the fence itself, just to see if there was any damage, because the likelihood is that these cheetah used the fence to their advantage. They would have chased, my guess is they would have chased this impala right into the fence, and then they just pull it off the fence and quickly suffocate it. It doesn't take long, 2-3 minutes usually, and they would have suffocated that impala and then started feeding straight after that. Really not far at all, like 700-800 meters maybe. They're lucky with the wind, these 2 cheetah. Yeah. Yeah. Jeez, look at that, eh? Still busy on the skull. So much good nutrition that this cheetah's getting there now. Unreal, eh? I've never seen cheetah eating the head of an animal before. So I'd said before that he'd eaten the tongue already. He actually hasn't. I can still see the impala's tongue there. I'm sure he's going to get to that though. Unreal. Wow. What a day. Cheetah's. I thought he was going to move on. He's just repositioning. He's now working on the legs of this impala. Quite clearly, nothing going to waste here today. And why not take advantage of all the good conditions and lack of the presence of other predators. Incredible feed for these two male cheetah. Glancing back again at the road, still no sign of those male lions coming this way. What a privilege, everybody, for us to be here and witness something as incredible as two cheetah that are on a kill. Jeez, it's just crazy. You can see them now just picking at the entrails. So they obviously will avoid the stomach content, but they'll often eat the lining of the intestines and the lining of the stomach. manages to separate the small intestine, you'll actually see him start almost sucking it down like spaghetti and just pushing all of the excrement out whilst he consumes it. And his brother is just now having a good snooze, digesting the basketball-sized amount of meat in his belly. It's incredible how much they can put away. Probably got, I would guess, at least 20, maybe 25 pounds of flesh in his stomach there. One very content cheetah. I see Shannon's just asked what nutrients are in the stomach lining. So it'll just mostly be, different vitamins, fat, and protein that they get from that stomach lining. So all of the predators will consume it. They obviously just remove the fluids and solids, the excrement inside the intestines. Hear that sound? That's the carnassial shear. You can see that cheetah working the leg of the impala with the side of his jaw. It's quite a terrifying sound. Certainly not a sound you'd want to be hearing if you were out camping or sleeping in a lodge somewhere and you heard that sound close to your tent or your room. Quite scary. Both cheetahs are all of a sudden very alert for some reason. Settling back in. Now, if something does approach the cheetah, everybody, just so you're aware, I'm going to move right back out of the way here, because if they need to evade an incoming predator, they're going to need the space. So we would just back off entirely and give them that space so that we weren't interfering at all. Di has asked the question how long this will last them. A good couple of days, Di. 2 or 3 at least, before they'll probably make another kill. But they could probably go almost 3, maybe 4 weeks on this meal before they'd starve. But the reality is they kill pretty regularly, every 2 or 3 days on average. I think he might be done. Yeah. Tiring work, getting through that skull and the legs. You can see the male on the right now just beginning to groom himself. They want to get rid of all the blood that's on their faces, chest, legs, just to, avoid infection, but also very importantly to avoid being detected, so that other predators can't smell the blood on their bodies. And you'll find that they'll also groom one another. They'll eventually clean each other up completely. Another perk, another benefit of being in a coalition. You can see the fur around the paw, how wet it is, stained in blood, where that cheetah has been holding the carcass while he feeds. They are such stunning cats when they look at you head on like that. Those tear marks that run down from the eye are just something else. Looks like they are settling in here. Just taking a breather before moving on away from this carcass. I think. There's still a little bit of meat left here, but very little. So when they're done, when they know that they're not going to get more out of that carcass, they usually move on and get away from that carcass because of obviously the danger that it poses, being close to the scent. Maybe just having a break here, gain some energy before they move on. Cheers, Sue. Thank you for joining us. Have a safe flight. Alright everybody, I I think we are going to carry on. This has been absolutely phenomenal. So grateful to be here to witness this and to share it with all of you. I'm very happy to see that the cheetahs have had their fill and that they haven't been disturbed by anybody. I'm pretty sure they're going to get away here completely unscathed. I suppose that's also the one good thing about being up against this fence line is nothing can get them from that side. Cheers guys, thank you so much. Enjoy your evening. Thank you. Absolutely unreal. Thank you boys. Just going to stop up ahead here quick and just have a scan and see if those male lions are on the move. I don't know if we can see them from back here, but we'll have a quick look. Otherwise, what I'd like to do from here, everybody, is head up to the boma where our pack of African wild dogs are currently being housed, and I just want to go and see if we get lucky enough to see them up against the fence line, see how they're doing. I don't think those male lions have moved yet. Still just sleeping in the grass where we left them. Which of course is very good news for the cheetah. Alrighty. Wow. That was just epic. I love that. Oh, shush radio. Gee. Wonder what's happening in the rugby. England are busy playing Fiji in the other quarter-final. Also going to be a really good game. I don't know if any of you are busy watching it.
Station with male cheetah from the southern fence line Blauwbank and 5 minutes out.
Yeah, I've left one station there. I've just left the sighting now. Hello guys.
Fine, hey,
How you doing?
fine.
Good.
Did you see the cheetahs?
Yes. Just turn left. Enjoy. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Carol. England are 8-0 up. Aha, so Fiji have got some work to do. Got their work cut out for them. Just busy going down towards a small little dry riverbed that runs across this road. Often find tracks of leopard in this riverbed. Hoping we might find signs there today again. The leopards are certainly going to be active in these overcast conditions as well. So this is that riverbed I was referring to, everybody. Just going to quickly take a walk around here and just see if I see any tracks. No tracks of anything really, nothing fresh. A couple of antelope. Right, let's carry on to the boma, which is not too far from here. Old lion tracks there. So not just the leopards that walk up and down that riverbed. Lions go along there too. That riverbed, by the way, takes you straight down to another one of the large water holes here called Siakui Dam, or directly translated Hippo Dam. Siakui is the Afrikaans word for hippo. I wonder where our hippos are at the moment. We might be in Leadwood Dam. Are there any stations currently at the boma or hoofpad?
Hey, firm, Ron, on lock.
Copy that, Ron. I'd like to replace you there in the next 5 to 10, if that's okay.
Copy, no problem.
Copy, thanks. Ah, elephants have been having fun here. Put a new roadblock in for us. They certainly do make a mess. It always amazes me how they push it into the road, not the other way. Which of course makes life easier for them, because then they can just stand in the road and feed on the tree they've knocked over. Elsa's asked whether these riverbeds fill up when the rains come. Yeah, they do, but only briefly. They usually don't flow for very long, Elsa. A couple days, tops. I mean, it obviously all depends on the rainfall that you receive, but we don't get a lot of rainfall out here. Very low rainfall area, so the rivers will... Yeah, they'll just flow for a couple of days and then dry up again. Bird of prey is circling here on the left. Looks like a yellow-billed kite, I think. Let's try and go a bit more forward for you there, Basil. I think it's moving off now, though. There's a yellow-billed kite, but it is moving off. Might have seen something small and then lost sight of it and has moved on. Right, we are very close now to the boma, everybody. Hoping we get a good view of the dogs. Thanks for the update on the rugby there, Carol. Looks like England's doing the job there. Before we get to the boma, we've just spotted some giraffe here, everybody. Massive journey. Jeez, there's 6 or 7 of them here. Beautiful. Quite steadily on their way and being followed closely, those females, by a big bull who's at the back here. Look at the size of him. He is very impressive. Massive male giraffe. Following the girls closely, hoping to get lucky, of course. He's beautiful. Just stopping to feed on the knobthorn tree there. You can see he's quite focused on the ladies, not spending too much time feeding, rather wanting to just keep up with the girls. Lovely. Oh, it's all happening out here this afternoon, everybody. Amazing. Amazing evening.
Cheetah sites on the southern fence line, unknown charge to vehicles on board.
All right, here we go. I can see wild dogs. Standing at the gate, waiting for a meal. Oh, that is so cool. First time I've seen them in the boma, everybody. Oh, hello, boys. This is the one with the collar closest to us here. Such beautiful animals. Love their markings. This one with the collar is quite a mature male. It's quite old. Shame, and there's old tripod hopping around. Doing pretty well there. Looks like there might be 3 of them joining up at the drinking trough here on the side, everybody. I'm just going to try get a bit closer. Gareth on lock at the boma. Oh, he's in the trough. Yeah, copy. Thanks, Ron. I've just got you now. He's in the water. Oh, he was in the water. Awesome. Again, just such an unreal privilege, everybody. Cheetah and wild dog in one afternoon. 2 of the rarest African predators. And both critically endangered. Just go across here quick, Basil, to the male, well, not the injured male, but the male that's had his leg amputated. You can see how he's moving around. It's unbelievable, their strength and resilience. Wound is looking really good as well. They're listening to lions. The lions are roaring. See those ears all pricked up facing the direction of where we left those male lions. Obviously a very concerning sound for these lower ranked predators, the wild dogs. Be interesting to see what's happened with those cheetah. Standing by.
Gareth, we'd like to take a standby for wait sports camp for the Bay Put.
Copy that. Yeah, you can make your way straight. I'm going to be leaving them. They're just reacting to audio of those male lions, and they're now moving towards the most southern end of the boma.
Copy that, thank you.
Alright boys, we're going to love and leave you. Wonderful to catch up with the dogs. Oh, here we go, they're coming straight back to the water trough. I thought they were going to the southern end. Oh, they're on the move, they're not stopping at the water. So naturally amazing, you can see their natural behavior is to try and move away from lions that they've just picked up on. Now of course they cannot get out of this boma, but they are also perfectly safe in this boma. The lions cannot get in here. Awesome to see them, and awesome to see that the male that's had that amputation is doing really well. That wound looks almost non-existent. It's incredible how quickly he's recovered. Beautiful. Hello guys, good and you bud. Lekker man, nice to see you. What's that? I did. Now I got a Pajero. For my sins. Yeah, cheers bud. Oh wow, I can hear the dogs contact calling. Just heard the tail end of one of the wild dogs contact calling there. Interesting. Obviously trying to connect, see if there's any other wild dogs in the area. Of course, you know, not looking for any members of their pack. They're all there. So probably just calling out, hoping to connect with females, which will hopefully be soon that they'll be able to do that. Really hoping we'll find a pack of females to introduce with those males. Right, so what I'm going to do from here, everybody, is I'm going to take a drive down towards Lowveld Dam, another big waterhole which is not too far from here, and just go see if anything's drinking there, see if we don't get lucky with any signs of leopard down there. It is a very productive area for leopard. Just driving by these beautiful giraffe again. Hard not to stop for these giraffe, especially when we have them this close. Special animals. Very good question, Di. I don't know actually how they will do that when the females arrive. I think what they'll probably do, to be honest, is they'll probably release the males onto the reserve and keep the females in the boma for a week, maybe 10 days tops. Just let them settle and then release them out onto the reserve to join up with the males. I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe they do put them all in that same boma. That boma is pretty small though, so I think it would maybe be a bit intense. But I am speaking a bit out of turn here. I don't actually know what the process would be. I must chat to Grant about that. Brent will probably know. Brent, I'm sure, has experienced it before. I haven't. Where you try and match males with females. I don't know how that's going to play out. It's going to be amazing to be a part of that and watch that and learn that process when it does happen. Hopefully it will happen. So the cheetah have not moved. Interesting, they would have heard those lions roaring. They haven't moved at all. So it's amazing, you know, they can gauge distance when they hear those lions roaring, and they obviously still quite comfortable with the distance between them and the lions. It's a lot closer than I thought they'd be comfortable with. But I suppose they do have very fat bellies, so we'll probably only want to move a little bit later. They will move away from that carcass, that's for sure, before it's dark. So it won't be long, I'm guessing, before they get up and move on. But for the time being, are still resting pretty close to that carcass. Shanane's asked the question, do they know if they are safe in the boma? No, I don't think so. I mean, the reality is the lions have been up against that fence already since they've been in there, and they can see that the lions aren't getting in. But they clearly were unsettled when they heard those lions roaring. I don't think their brains quite compute the fact that the fence would stop the lions getting in there. And yes, I have heard talk of them rubbing the males and the females up against each other. I just don't know when that happens, whether it happens in the boma or later on. Very excited to see how it all works when it happens. Imagine we end off our evening with a leopard, everybody. That would be phenomenal. Good news is the rain has stayed away as well. So glad we didn't get rained out. Can you imagine we'd missed all of that this afternoon because of rain? Very chuffed that that didn't happen. But the temperature is certainly dropping. I'd have to throw my jacket on pretty soon. Not too far from this beautiful waterhole. Just go and sit there for 5 minutes and see if anything turns up. Thanks again for the updates there, Carol, on the rugby. I really appreciate it.
One male line from Queensland towards the
Very excited to see what might be at this waterhole, everybody. Very close to it now. Which station's controlling the sighting of the male cheetahs? Just seen a duiker run back from the water. Oh yes! We just spoke about the hippos and I said I wondered where they are. They're here, guys.
All the male cheetahs.
The hippos are here. Just all be aware there in that sighting with the cheetahs. If the male lions are en route in that direction, please make sure that you keep the road clear so that the cheetah will be able to see the lions approaching.
Copy that.
Nice. Amazing. Oh, it's so cool to see the hippos again. I haven't seen them in a little while. What a day we're having, guys. Oh my word. Incredible. Wondering when they were going to end up in this waterhole. This is certainly one of the better ones and they haven't been here for ages. Well, not that I know of at least. Just going to quickly put on my jersey, everybody. My jacket rather. Whilst we enjoy the hippos. Hear that call, everybody. That's the red-chested cuckoo that's calling. They've just returned. Lovely sound. Can now hear the male lions roaring again. I'm sure it won't be long before those cheetah get spooked by that and move on. Oh, thanks Connie, thanks Marcy. It's not me, it's the animals. They're putting on the show. I'm just along for the ride, the beautiful ride. That is the Rietspruit Game Reserve. Just so very grateful that I get to call this place home and get to share it with all of you. There's the red-chested cuckoo calling again. Some bubbles coming up behind the hippo calf there. Might be farting underwater. Happy hippos. Now we just need the female leopard to come and drink at the water's edge. The icing on the cake. Just going to sit here for another 5 minutes, everybody, and see if we don't get that icing. Won't be long, of course, before these hippos venture out for a night of grazing. Pretty good content of grass here around this dam. This is also another big plus for these hippos, choosing this waterhole. Look at that baby sitting on mom's back. So cute. Come on, leopard. Show yourself. Basil, have you seen a leopard before? Where? Okay. But you haven't seen one here? Okay. We're going to have to make that happen. Yeah, so we do usually see the hippos quite a lot at Bushveld Dam, but I think that dam is starting to dry up a bit, which is probably why you find them moving around a bit more now, trying to find deeper water, keep their skin covered during the heat of the day. But you'll also find that at this time of the year the grasses start to dry up quite quickly, and so they're having to venture further to find good grazing at night, and therefore they don't go back to Bushveld Dam. You know, they'll pick water that's closer by to where they've found that grazing. And then I see Marcy asked which female leopard is around this area. It's the same one we're always looking for down here, Marcy, the one in the south of the reserve, that Kudu Krip 2-3 female, the one that's very relaxed now in the evenings. She's still a little bit shy during the day, but I mean at this time of the day now she'd be very comfortable with us viewing her. And this is part of her territory where we are now. I know that she regularly comes to drink here. I find her tracks coming this way often. I've never seen her drink here though, but I've seen her tracks coming to and from this waterhole. And then Dyer, to answer your question, how far is this from their usual haunt? So from here to Bushveld Dam as the crow flies must be about 2.5 kilometers. And I mean, these hippos can walk that in half a night if they were going straight at it. They'd get here pretty quickly. But the reality is, they're grazing whilst they move. So it probably takes them the whole night to get down here from Bushveld Dam. Incredible views here of the Drakensberg Mountains. light is starting to fade pretty quickly now. It's interesting though, there are only 2 hippos here, and we have 3 on this side of the reserve that were released together. The bull, this cow and her calf. I wonder where the bull is. The bull might still be back up at Pofadder Dam. Maybe didn't join these 2 on their adventures last night. Alright everybody, I'm going to move on, try our luck on some of the roads away from the dam here. Maybe get lucky with that leopard coming en route for a drink. Goodbye beautiful hippos. Lovely to see you again. Good evening, Valma. Lovely to have you with us. Sorry you're late to the party. If you have only joined you have missed quite an incredible afternoon. Male lions, shortly thereafter 2 male cheetah feeding on an impala that they'd killed recently. Incredible sightings of giraffe, the pack of wild dogs in the boma, and 2 lovely hippos at the waterhole that we've just left. I'm sorry you missed all of that if you did miss it. But don't worry, I'm going to find you a leopard now on the way back towards camp. Getting some running commentary from my colleague Andrew back at camp. Reckons we've done all right for the evening. Well, I wouldn't mind spicing it up with a leopard. This is her area, this is her territory. And thanks once again to our pack members. For those of you that are pack members who make these drives possible and who join us on these exciting safaris, these live safaris. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for interacting with me. And for those of you that aren't pack members, please become a pack member. Join us. help us with our conservation work, with putting together these awesome live safaris and everything else. You know, the That's Wild show. Lots of benefits to becoming a pack member. Get really good access to all of the painted dog guides. And then also just a reminder to everybody that the keyword for the week is tusk. Keyword is tusk. Some zebra and some wildebeest hanging out together here. Awesome. Probably find that these zebra and wildebeest have just come from that waterhole, had their last drink for the day. And are now probably going to settle down pretty soon in this area. Moving away from the water, getting higher up on the ridge. It'll be a lot more open up here. I'll feel a lot more comfortable sleeping out in the open. Be quite happy that they're also moving in the opposite direction of those male lions we just heard roaring. Oh, the cicadas are back, out and about. You can hear the cicadas calling all around us. I do love that sound. Well, thanks everybody, thanks for the kind words. It's been an incredible drive, and like I was saying, just so privileged and chuffed to have shared it with all of you. I can see a big bank of cloud just starting to creep over the top of the Drakensberg Mountains, which are directly in front of me here. So that could potentially be the rain that was predicted. Fortunately, it's not going to affect us anytime soon. Not that we have a lot of time left tonight, everybody. But I would appreciate some rain, that's for sure. It'd be wonderful to get some early rain. I know the animals would be grateful. Right, everybody. No leopard tonight, but that's okay. We got spoilt. Absolutely spoilt. Thank you to all of you that joined us. Yeah, geez, that's definitely one I will not forget in a hurry. An amazing drive. Thanks everybody for joining us. Have a wonderful day. We look forward to having you back out here again very soon, everybody.
Oh.